Okay, so hi guys. We are gonna be talking to Derek Day today. He's from a band called Classless Act, and they are from Los Angeles, California. You guys formed in 2018, right?
Yeah, yes.
So I know you guys are doing two major tours coming up, one from March to August with Dorothy and Joyous Wolf, and then another one, the stadium tour with Motley Crüe, Def Leppard, Poison, and Joan, Jett, and the Blackhearts. How excited are you guys for this opportunity?
That's my head exploding. No, we're so super excited and extremely grateful. I was just mentioning to the guys, like, this is above all, this has made me very spiritual, like this
Mhm.
sort of thing, just waking up and being so grateful and yeah, just trying to work our hardest to make everything go smoothly and awesome and super excited.
Right. Are these, and again, I'm sure these are people that you looked up to growing up, right? You listened to at a very young age, and how is that feeling to like, oh well, I'm gonna be sharing a stage with them? You know, you get to learn from them, you get to see like these kind of backstage things that you wouldn't normally, maybe you never would have thought that you would have got to see. How does that feel for you guys?
Incredible. Yeah, I definitely grew up with all of these bands, Motley Crüe and Def Leppard especially, and Joan Jett inadvertently. But just like, man, it's just like, yeah, that whole part about just like learning from them or just looking how they walk onto a stage and walk off and how they do their work, which is my like aspiring career, my whole like life. Um, it's just that's just going to be the best part, so I just can't wait to just for those little moments of like catching magic and
Right,
stuff.
learning experience, a good, amazing learning experience, probably the best you can get as a musician, right?
Yeah.
Um, so how do you guys feel also about, I think you guys kind of have this feel kind of like bands that we've seen coming up on the scene, like obviously like Greta Van Fleet and like the Struts, that are bringing what people are saying, this older sound, this kind of 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s rock type of sound. How is it resonating with crowds, like younger crowds, you know, people in their 20s and people that are maybe older that are hearing you guys and you know, putting their support out for you guys that are up and coming, and being able to kind of put you in that place with these bands that are, you know, have been doing this for so long and are now supporting you guys and bringing you on, because they believe in you and they support what you guys are doing musically.
How does it like feel? How does that resonate, you say?
Yeah, how do you think that resonates with like a younger crowd and even with an older demographic that are into these bands that grew up with them, you know, when they were our age?
Absolutely. I think it's bringing back a lot of hope for this genre and these messages. Even though it's like an older style, maybe some consider. I think people really appreciate a lot of the honesty and like I think it's funny. It's just kind of coming up again. It's like this whole thing. It's been coming up for the last
Uh-huh.
5 6 years, but now it's really coming back. Like no, like rock and roll's back. It never died. It's here to
Hmm.
stay,
Yeah.
and I'm just so happy that the cycle is happening again. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I think people, it's a thing. Like everyone's buying their Nirvana shirts and stuff, and
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah, I
just
think,
cool. It's a cool aesthetic.
yeah, it's really cool too to see. I mean, these younger kids that maybe like sometimes you see them even wearing like Motley Crue, Def Leppard shirts, and you're kind of like, oh, like, oh, I know a few songs, or my dad or my grandparent listens to them, but they're like in you. It's, you can almost see they're entering that state of like opening this kind of world of musically of things that either, you know, older people grow up with, and they're just like, you know, it's kind of, it's pretty exciting, it's pretty exciting for them to be able to like open that door that you know, may have experienced in your lifetime listening to these bands when you were younger. Now you get to see younger kids that are doing the same thing.
Yeah, what's one of my favorite things is like watching reaction videos.
Uh-huh.
Like some like maybe hip hop artists or hip hop fans would listen to like Motley Crue songs, and they react to it. They're like, "This is like this goes hard." Like,
Yeah, I've actually, yeah, I have seen that too, where a lot of like hip hop artists will listen to a lot of like rock or like classic rock songs that they never, you know, thought that they would be into, and they're just vibing to it, and it's cool that that gets kind of back and forth and the other way around too. I think
yeah,
there's recently, I feel like a lot more appreciation for each other's work that sometimes I think gets missed in like, more mainstream music, kind of having that open ear now to work with other genres or just be more open to it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so you guys also had a residency, right, for a while in at what venue was that? That was in LA, right?
Yeah, we did the Redwood Bar and
Right.
Grill,
Okay,
and
how was that?
it was crazy. I used to play there as like in high school and stuff. Like I was in a couple of bands, trios, whatever.
Mhm.
And like it goes for me, it just goes so far back. And my bass player Franco, he's from Argentina, but he would come here with his other band when he toured here, and they would play the Redwood Bar. It's just
Uh-huh.
like a little bar on Second and like Hill, and it's got the
Uh-huh.
coolest vibe. It's got like it's a pirate themed bar.
Uh-huh.
So like just like it looks like a shipwrecked kind of theme, and like and I just used to go there all the time in high school, watch bands play there. And so when we got this residency, I was all fluttery about it, and it's such a small space, so like it was cool. It was easy to fill up too. It was like
Uh-huh.
come in, and
Yeah.
but it's so cool. It was just super fun. We had a couple of other residencies too, like in the last year, but that was like the fun one, and it really touches home. It's like 8 minutes from my house because I'm born and
Uh-huh.
raised here in LA, so like
Uh-huh.
it's just right down the street over there.
Okay, okay, that's cool. Do you have any favorite venues that you've played either in LA or outside of LA?
Ooh, um, favorite venues. Well, I really love. Dang, man, I don't want to sound like weird. Let me see, because I love like the Greek theater. I was
Uh-huh.
fortunate enough to like jump on with my high school orchestra on the Greek theater, and
Uh-huh.
it's like a beautiful, it's like Griffith Park and a
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
Um, and and like as far as perform, like I played this really cool. I played at cool places like outside of here, like the Celebrity Theater in Arizona, or like
Mhm.
there's this one theater in Maine that's like this really futuristic uh like beautiful, like weirdly built. It's like kind of thin, but it's
Uh-huh.
made for sound. I think it's called
Oh,
like
okay.
the Aura, I think.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. I'll have
Um
to check that out. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
I love buildings that like are acoustically made to be acoustically or sonically sound a certain way. So that's always really cool.
Yes. Yeah, it's in Maine. I can't remember the city in Maine, but it was just this beautiful thing just for music, and you heard it
Uh-huh.
immediately. It was just like really cool. There's like little balconies stacked on each other, and like really cool modern stuff. Um Other than that, like man, I don't know. Everything anywhere in LA is cool. Like the
Yeah.
Whiskey, the Viper, it's just like
Hmm.
it's all
Yeah.
got its vibe, and you could feel
Yeah.
like Jim Morrison was there or something. You could feel
Uh-huh.
it. So
Yeah, that helps you guys, huh? Is it a spiritual experience to be able to have this kind of, that my favorite artist or Jim Morrison played here, type of thing.
yeah, absolutely.
Any states in particular on these tours that you're kind of you've either never been to or are looking forward to seeing?
I am I've never been to. Like maybe Nolans,
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans. And that's for the Dorothy tour actually.
Uh-huh.
Man, I can't wait. I've never been to there. I've always wanted to. I've been to where it's in Louisiana, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I've been to Louisiana, but not New Orleans. And like oh man, like maybe like Wichita,
Uh-huh.
Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah.
That might be really
Yeah.
cool. Just because like so many people write about it. It's in so many
Yeah.
blue songs.
The yeah, Blue Songs, White Stripes song.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, in Philly, gotta have
Uh-huh.
that cheese steak.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've never been to these. I've been to Pennsylvania and I've been
Mhm.
to these like Illinois, but I've never been to
Yeah.
like.
That
Uh,
specific, that iconic,
yeah. Oh, Cleveland. You know,
Cleveland.
I'm
Uh-huh.
also very excited to see the Wrigley Stadium. I think where's the Wrigley? Is that in where's that? Uh Miami Garden? No, that's Hard Rock. I don't know. All the and then
Yeah.
like I've been to a lot of America just from past my life
Yeah.
traveling. It's gonna be really cool. I think also Portland would be really cool to see.
Oh yeah, Portland. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple bands that I know that record out in Portland, and it's beautiful just from everything that, they get to travel and see. I'm like, that's a cool place. It's a really nice spot out there to be able to create music. They have their engineer is out there and they record with him. But yeah, so a lot of cool places that you'll be getting to see, right? And how important do you think it is for you guys as a group to have like things like really good communication or like mutual respect for musicality, differences in opinion, stuff like that? Does that strengthen the relationship as a band and kind of maybe gets you guys to the place where you're at now? Because there obviously has to be some type of structure and some type of good work ethic that you guys are using or you know that's getting you to these places where people are recognizing you because there's this strong kind of force behind you guys that is people notice and people recognize that is good in you guys.
Oh, cool. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would say that's just the key to a band staying together, even more than for 1 year, 10 years. I mean, like, it like if you meet these guys in Classless, like every player can play a guitar solo, every player can play the piano to an extent, and everyone can sing really well. And like, so I'm always mind blown. I'm like, these guys are incredible. And I really try not to forget that. And we all have our shortcomings, like we all have our vices and we all have our like, damn it. Like I'm like, I'm late a lot, things and shit like that.
Yeah.
But they forgive me and I forgive them for whatever. Cause I just I just remember like these guys are geniuses. I get to work with them. So, and being in LA, being from LA, there's like like 3 million populace here. 2 million are in bands, and like I must have played in 100 bands here.
Yeah.
But this is my favorite band. This is the first band I was like, damn, everyone is just on it. Everyone just knows everything. And like, so like I just really am so, and they're so humble too. They're very respectful of all of us. We're all very respectful. We have fun, we have a laugh. But so I mean, you're right. It helps the band's longevity and friendship and work and respect. Like we work now. We're not trying to. I think we're all old enough to be like, all right, we're done with all our past like whatever bands. Let's like try to make the thing one vision.
Yeah, and that's something I think that is very cool to see. Like you're saying, I actually got to see you play at NAMM like a couple things. I know you were doing your stuff with your trio for a while. And so now to kind of see how you're like moving into this, you know, solid direction where, you know, you're fronting this band. And I mean, you're obviously still going to do your solo stuff creatively and with other people, but now this is kind of like a big stepping stone into something, a whole different world musically, a whole different, like bigger, you know, type of move in your career and for the rest of the guys in the band as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, like the solo things, we're all in a bunch of different projects too. Like some of us produce and stuff, and that always has interchangeable members, and that's just for whatever, for exploring the space, as we say. But man, like this is like when the Power Rangers meet up to form that big robot thing. Like it's unstoppable. And it's like, or it's like the Avengers. Like we all have our own comic book in our own way, but we come together, it's just like boom, like nothing can stop us.
Yeah, it's like when those super groups form, like when we had forget what year it was, but a very short run of them Crooked Vultures with
I love that band.
That kind of deal.
John Paul Jones, Dave Grohl, Josh Homme. I think I was like, oh, and then what, like Elaine Johannes was like playing rhythm or something or something. Yeah.
I think so. That was a really good time. I think we only got one album from them, right?
Yeah, just
one album and like one tour, I think. That was it. I didn't get to see them. My parents saw them, but I very familiar with the album and it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you guys remind me of, that kind of sound and that kind of like you're saying, that Power Rangers thing, that super group type of thing. I think just because of your guys' personalities, like you're saying, the work ethic, you know, the time that you're willing to put in to make sure that you guys are pretty much excellent and you guys are, you know, able to climb the ladder, and it's just it's very nice to see. It's very exciting even for a fan, you know, like looking from the outside and seeing how you guys are moving up and can only go up from here.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you.
So after the oh, of course. But after these tours, because you guys are running from right June to or March into August for Dorothy's tour, and the stadium tours from June to September. How much rest are you guys gonna need after that? Or is it just gonna be maybe we're gonna take a break for a while? We're just gonna, not do not do anything for a while because you guys are gonna be on such a long run.
Right, right. It could be one of those things where like we're just the momentum is so awesome and we may not stop. I actually hope we don't. I hope we just keep
Uh-huh.
going and going and going. And like but no, I mean if there were about I think we have like about a week or two before between our two tours, which is
Mhm.
nice. Um just to recharge, but like sometimes you go on tour and you're like you feel weird when you come home and there's nothing going on and you
Uh-huh.
just like need to go back on tour. You need that weird kind of rough life. So
Yeah.
I don't
You
know,
get
Stockholm.
used to it. Yeah, I've heard that too from a lot of musicians. They get home and they're like, I don't even know how to watch TV. Like it's just weird. I don't know how to relax. I need to be out somewhere doing something.
Yeah. And now is the time,
Yeah.
we're all like, we're feeling good. We're all energetic. It's the time this is what we've been asking for.
Yeah, yeah. No, and I definitely like see from your guys's like social media and stuff like that. Um Same thing, like it's just like you're saying, humble attitudes, great work ethic, great musicianship. And so I'm super excited for you guys. We're super excited to, announce your tour, to help promote you guys in some way that we can. Um a lot of what we try to do here at Concert Crap is pretty much just you know same thing, promoting artists that we really, because we really believe in small artists, small to big. A lot of it is just supporting even fans, like doing stuff like ticket giveaways and whatnot. I know our main guy who facilitates all that. Biggest thing is like we're not even in it to benefit us. We really want to benefit music fans and benefit musicians and push their stuff out there. And it's cool for us to even be able to like interview people. So it's been a great talk, and thank you again for speaking with us. Is there anything else that maybe missed or you want to mention or plug in before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I have a question. Concert Crap.
Yes.
Like what a crazy name for like what's
Yeah.
I would have called my band that, but you took it. Like what made you come up with that name?
So our founder, his name is Corey. He started this, I think, when he was a student at Cal Poly Pomona.
Uh-huh.
I think he was in some type of I don't know if it's like digital media or something like that. I forgot his what he majored in there, but I think this was kind of like birthed out of whatever project he did, um, like for graduating or something like that, or a certain class.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, he pretty much facilitates things for the most part on his own. And then he has people like myself that kind of just came in one day. I think I want tickets to a show. I was studying audio and stuff in school. And so I was like, hey, I know you guys have, like videos on YouTube, and like, I think they were going to be coming out with a podcast at the time. And I was like, well, is there anything I can help with? Like maybe like here and there, if you guys, are interviewing someone and you need like audio done or editing or something. Um, and so that's how I kind of reached out to him, and got like pretty much this opportunity, this kind of gig where like he pretty much we have like a Slack account that we all and it's photographers, musicians, audio people, graphic designers, stuff like that. Obviously stuff that we're not getting paid for. It's all volunteer
Oh,
work
cool.
pretty much, but it's because we love doing what we do. Talking to people like you, getting to learn new music from each other. We have this thing on our Slack account where, you post new music and listen to something different. And, sometimes people will be like, oh, that's not something I would have normally listened to, but I lend an ear to it. And, it's not really my thing, but it's cool if you like it. So this is pretty much his idea, the concert crap being a multimedia music site. We have the website, we have the podcast, YouTube videos where we've done interviews in the past. So I've only been doing this for a couple of years, but I think they've been well established before I was already doing volunteer work. So yeah, ticket giveaways is a big thing on Instagram. That's a constant, where he's working with venues all around Southern California, and now branching out just to hey, can I get some free tickets for these people who want to see these cool bands, up and coming bands, the festival, stuff like that. So he's a big people person, I think is what it is, and gets to meet a lot of people who own venues in Southern California or promote shows around here and whatnot. So yeah, it's been great working with them, and that's just kind of what we want to put out to people, is the appreciation for music. Just kind of push that out to everybody.
Killer, that's amazing. That's all we could ask for. Cool.
Right. So thank you so much, Derek, for talking with us today. It was nice to get to know a little bit more about the band, a little bit more about how excited you guys are, and we're excited to see what comes out of this tour, and any new music, and we'll keep everybody plugged in on how your tour is going if we can. If we get little pieces here and there of some news, we'll keep everybody updated on any music that comes out. And thank you so much for talking with us, and we would love to hear from you sometime in the future.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Give it to me.